So, Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears. I had originally planned to do this a week or so ago. It was released on March 18th, 1985. The only reason I know that is because I saw something that mentioned that this song had been released. I think the whole album had been released like on this day in 1985. So I didn't just know that off the top of my head. So I wanted to do it back then. And then while I was writing the song out, I was at a dance competition with my son. He does a lot of work for like sound and lighting and stuff like that. And I was at a dance competition just, hanging out because he has a lot of downtime while the stuff's happening, all the stuff on stage. He's already done all of his work and he just kind of sits there. So I go and, keep him company and stuff. We have like a room that we can kind of hide in and talk, and, we don't have to be just like sitting in the audience in the dark. So anyway, we're up there chatting and I'm writing it all out. And all of a sudden, some of the dancers on stage, they kept having different people come out with different songs. This song, they danced to this song. So I was like, yes, okay, I'm totally doing this song. And then I looked online, wrote it all out as best I could. Then when I went to double check and play along, because it's shocking how much incorrect information I can find online. It's frightening, actually. So the best version of this that I could find actually was missing parts and had some parts in the wrong order. So if you played along with what they had printed out, you would be incorrect playing with the song. So anyway, that kind of put a hold on this. I had to rewrite out parts and stuff like that, and sit down and figure out parts and count how many times parts happen and things like that. So here I am doing it now, a little after the anniversary of its release. So anyway, it's pretty cool, and it's a nice song. So we're going to go with the I believe the original studio version by Tears for Fears, because the people that did the dance actually danced to a cover version of this song done by, I believe, a woman singer named Lorde, or goes by the name Lorde, Lorde. It was an interesting version, but I prefer the original. Okay, so anyway, the beginning of the song has some synthesizer kind of sounds. And then it does like a slide up to the little picking part. And unfortunately, on a ukulele, I think maybe I don't think we're low enough. Yeah. I would go without the slide thing. So what we have is the second fret on the E string and the open A string. Okay. And now what's interesting is we're actually going to play triplets. Okay. So the beat is 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're actually going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So if you've been working on different technique type stuff, which hopefully you have been, then understanding the triplets of this will be fairly easy. Okay, so it's like I said, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, all the way through. Okay, and the only thing that's a little bit, or another thing that's a little bit kind of unique or interesting, kind of odd, is that the triplets are so that's once through. So it starts on and ends on. So when you listen to it, when I play it, you'll hear that it has a certain rhythm to the changing notes, because that second fret on the E string stays the whole way through. But the 0 and the 2 on the top on the A string start to sort of have a pattern that seems offbeat. So it's a little bit odd, but once you kind of play it, and I would recommend playing it really slowly. So it sounds like that is like the 1, but that's actually the second beat. So it's the second and fourth beat of the measure. Of the measure. Sorry, I have it like written out with lines, but those aren't measure lines on the paper. So it sounds like the emphasis is on the second and fourth beats, and that's kind of against what we would think for rock or pop, where the beats, the accents would be on the 1 and the 3 beats. But again, once you get the hang of it, okay, so it's, the intro is, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that's 4 times through the pattern. Okay, then we get to the next part, which is really easy. It's just A to G. Okay, so A, G, and the counting of it is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So the G is on the and after 2. Okay, and we play through that 4 times. But when I wrote it all out, and I do that, I just kind of, I usually, like at the dance thing, I can't sit there going and playing and everything, but I can certainly like listen to a song with headphones, and then I have, a ukulele with me, and I can kind of go like, okay, yeah, it's definitely A to G. And then I'll listen and write out A to G, and I'll do the counting and do all that in my head. Then when I go to actually play along to the song, with ukulele in my hands playing, I then realize sometimes that, okay, you know what? The A should be here. Or I need to have, like, say, the F. I want to have that note added into the F chord, which is still an F chord, but it now has a different note than, a different arrangement of notes than what you would sort of the standard open F chord would be on a ukulele. So anyway, so the A, I think it should be up here, so it would be on the last 3 strings, the C, E, and A strings, at the 4th, 5th, and 4th frets respectively. How's that for a big word? Okay, so what that means is on the E, on the C, E, and A strings, it should be the 4th, 5th, and 4th frets in that same order. So that's an A. Okay, so then we're playing A up there to the standard G. Okay, and I would just avoid that G string for this anyway, so. Okay, and since it's like a keyboard synthesizer sound for a lot of it, although there's 2 main guys in the band, one of the guys plays guitar, so there's plenty of guitar in the song, but there's way more synthesizers. So I would go with plucking the A to the G. So what I'm doing is thumb, first finger, and second finger, and then I can pluck all 3 at the same time. So then it sounds like when you would play a keyboard instrument, you can press down multiple notes at the exact same time, not a strum like you would normally do with a stringed instrument like this. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and So it's going to be 4 times. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then the first verse is the exact same thing 4 times. Okay? So nice and easy. Da, da. Okay, 4 times. And as you can see, once you get the hang of it, I'm not counting this anymore. I'm not counting 1 and 2 and 3. I'm just going da, da. And I'm just, you know, that's the rhythm of it. And I don't have to like count or think about it or anything like that. So that's how people can play and sing at the same time. You start to get a feel for how the music should sound, and you play it the way that you're hearing it in your head. So anyway, then we get to the chorus. And the chorus, pretty simple: E minor, F sharp minor, G, F sharp minor. Okay, and those are all 4 beats apiece. Then E minor, F sharp minor, G, A. Okay, and here I'm going to do the A, the sort of common open position where it's the 2nd fret, 1st fret, and then open and open. Now that second line that I just played, the chords are all 2 beats each. Okay, so the chorus ends up being 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then back to that again, twice. Okay, so this is like just a little sort of interlude, I guess, in between the parts of the song. In this case, the chorus and then the verse. And okay, so then we have a verse, and the verse again is the same, just that. I don't know the words. And then the chorus again, and it's exactly the same. Okay, so now that's the second chorus. Then the bridge is now different. Okay, and this kind of threw me a little bit because the arrangement of the notes in these chords is kind of a little wacky. But then when I sat with ukulele without the dance competition going on, when I sat at home with the ukulele and the song and played along, I realized, oh, okay, it's really just G, D, A, G. Really simple. Okay, but there's like some different guitar things going on and different synthesizer things going on and the vocals over it, and kind of all of it made it sound like a lot more than just these 3 basic chords. Okay, so it ends up being G for 4 beats, D for 2 beats, A for 2 beats. Okay, and it does this only 3 times. Okay, which is again slightly odd. You would expect it to be 2 or 4. Okay, but it's 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it goes right into the chorus. And it's exactly the same as the previous choruses. Okay, then right into with other stuff happening, you know, mostly synthesizer type stuff. So this little interlude section is the intro again, but now 8 times. So twice as long as the intro was. Okay, so 8 times, really simple though, and it's just. and all that 8 times through. Okay, then we have the little synthesizer solo, okay, just sort of a little instrumental section again. And now it's B minor, C, B minor, C. Yeah, and you know what? Now that I'm not playing along to the song, I'm listening, and I think the B minor, the regular way, 4, 2, 2, 2, and then the C, I think would sound better in this case with solo ukulele without all the other instrumentation as 5, 4, 3, 3. Okay, so then we have the B minor, and then the C, just kind of going up 1 fret there, basically. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and you might notice that that G kind of sounds a lot like the B minor, and it does. So in this case, when I was listening, I listened to the bass notes, okay? And the bass note definitely goes to a G, okay? So if we played a B minor chord and the bass note went to a G, then we're really playing like a B minor 6, I think, off the top of my head. I would know better with like a keyboard in front of me or a guitar, because with ukulele, I don't think as individual note kind of thing, just because they're sort of limited with the notes. But I think it would be like a B minor 6, a B minor 6 with a G in the bass, which is the 6, and then the chord ends up sounding kind of like wacky. But anyway, so it's definitely a G and an A at the end of that. Okay, then it goes back to the, and it does that 4 times. Okay, and that's actually the little guitar solo bit, I guess. It's again another little instrumental section. It's not really like a, you know, guitar solo, but we'll call it that. Okay, so I've been going on and on. I don't want the video to run out, so I'm going to stop it and then just restart it, and we'll continue on with the rest of it, but it's easy from this point on. So, okay, I am back. So, excuse me, after the guitar solo, which is just the intro again, 4 times. Okay, then we get to the chorus, and again, it's exactly the same. Okay, so now we're at chorus number 4. Then it goes back into another chorus. Okay, and really at times the choruses almost don't even sound like they're choruses. The music is exactly the same, but the vocals change enough, the wording, you know, and everything, and even some of the phrasing and the melody, excuse me, that it almost sounds like it's like not even a chorus, but it's the chorus chords and everything. So we're just going to call it a chorus. So we're now up to chorus 5, and it's the exact same as all the previous ones. Okay. Then we get to a little interlude section, and it's again just the intro 4 times. And then back into another chorus. So now we're at chorus number 6. So that's a lot. But anyway, it's chorus number 6, and it's exactly the same as all the other choruses. Then we finally get to the outro, which is just that A to G thing that has been popping up throughout the song. I guess the verses, we could call it. Okay, and it just does that with more of a traditional guitar solo kind of over it, and synthesizers, of course, and it fades out on the A to G thing. Okay, so that is the song Everybody Wants to Rule the World. A lot of different parts, a lot of different things going on. A very interesting song, I think, and I like it. I always did, even when I was younger, when it came out in '85, even though I'm more of like a kind of heavy metal guitar kind of a guy, and this is like really not heavy metal, or even hard rock, or barely rock, barely rock and roll kind of thing. But it's a cool song. It's a great song, and not a lot of guitar in it, but a song is a song, and it's a cool song, and I always kind of liked it. But now going through it, it is interesting that we have the intro, we have the verses, we have the choruses, we have the interlude sections, a couple different interlude sections that are different each time, not the same interlude section. The bridge section that's different again, and the choruses being the same music but with different lyrics and everything over it, different, it's really interesting that with everything going on, this song ends up with 6 choruses in it. Like, that's a whole lot of stuff crammed into like a 4-minute long song. It's a little bit long for a pop song. Usually they're, they were like 2.5 minutes or so back in the 60s and stuff. Then they became like 3.5 minutes, something around there. But 4 minutes is a little bit long, but I think with all the stuff going on, and the choruses are very catchy and they keep popping up, I don't think it's anything that drags. I think it stays interesting the whole way through. So it's a very interesting song, and hope you enjoyed it.